Infinite combo time, and I was shocked at how this older one has been totally improved since the Bloomburrow Lizards, and even some wizards have joined the party. Hey everyone, Hex here, and today I'm updating an old Infinite combo with some new cards that make it so much more viable. Firstly though, thank you all for watching and hit that like and subscribe button below if you haven't yet. This channel has just hit over 5,000 subscribers, which totally blows my mind. Thank you all for your support. But onto this deck, and I'll just jump straight in with our Infinite combo, Ob Nixilis and Orbee-1. So Ob is a 4/3 flyer with trample that, amongst other things, says when your opponent loses exactly 1 life, you put a +1/+1 counter on Ob. Well, Orbee-1, a 5-mana enchantment, says whenever you put a counter on a permanent or player, Orbee-1 deals that much damage to your opponent. So 1 damage to your opponent triggers Ob's +1/+1 counter, Orbee-1 then deals 1 damage to your opponent, and the loop continues right until they die. It sounds simple, but the hardest thing is the initial triggering of Ob. But with Bloomburrow, it is now so easy. Our lizards in Vinelasher and Hired Claw are both able to do 1 damage quite easily, and we've got Coruscation Mage, which says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you do 1 damage to target opponent. It never used to be this straightforward. The rest of the deck though is very much crime themed and works wonderful to both ramp and give you another very viable way of winning. Magda is very much suited to a lizard deck. You want to drop your Hired Claw turn 1, Magda turn 2, attack, and you get a treasure on turn 2. Also playing some Deep Cavern Bats. Not only great cards that also trigger crime, they are very effective at doing that 1 damage to start your combo. I'm playing lots of interaction to deal with all of our opponent's threats and the meta that we are facing. Got some Collector's Vaults and Bandit Halls to help dig for our combo pieces. 25 lands, and that is today's deck. So this combo deck is pretty impressive. The Lizard Crime strategy is also totally amazing as a non-combo way to win. Using Ob's other ability as a pseudo card draw spell is also great at finding missing land drops and those Orbee-1s. So it's not always easy getting jank to work in best of 1 at the moment, but this one seems like it's just a good deck with a janky ending to win out of nowhere, so I am very happy. If you have any thoughts on this deck though, let me know in the comments below, and feel free to check out my Patreon if you wish to support the channel further, as these folks have done. The link is in the description, but now without further ado, let's jump into some games and see how I got on the ladder today. Alright, on the play here with our Orbee-1 Ob Nixilis Lizard Wizard combo deck, whatever you want to call it. We'll start off with our Fabled Passage here. Opponent with an Inspiring Vantage, so not really sure what we're up against just yet, as they don't play a turn 1 play. And we draw our Cliffs, which is fine. Well, let's have a little look in their hand. Our bat is going to do that, and Caretaker's Talent, Get Lost, and Sunfall. Alright, well, let's deal with that Get Lost now. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure they're just going to Get Lost our Orbee-1. So now I know what's going on. We can kind of race a little bit. We have our combo pieces in our hands, which is pretty nice. They can't Sunfall away our Orbee-1, and we can potentially win on 1 turn if we can drop Ob and then a land with these Vinelashes on the battlefield. So we'll play our Ob now. And point it down to 14. So land next turn is GG's. The land, although it will trigger the Vinelashes pre-combat, there's the land, so GG's. I mean, been a bit unlucky with our nut draw here, but this just goes to show how this deck works. And although we're not going to ping them with the Vinelashes to do this little bit of damage, we do have a 1/1 bat in the air, unless they've got a removal spell for this. They are going to die here. Hit the opponent, and this is now an infinite trigger. So Ob Nixilis and Orbee-1 are now pairing up to destroy the opponent, and we were just going to go through it, but they scooped it up anyway. GG's. Alright then, on the draw. Now we do have our combo in our hand, and as long as we can curve out to it, we should be good. In fact, our hand isn't actually that bad at all. We have Jagged Barrens turn 1. We find a bat, okay, that gives us a turn 2 play. Then we got the Coruscation Mage. Could be the way to ping our opponent later. So our opponent is on, well, they've got Wormlet, Scavenger's Talent, some kind of Golgari artifact theme, I'm guessing. Especially as they've got Egret in their hand, Vein Ripper and Lumira. Okay, so they're up to some shenanigans. Let's take their Egret. We'd love like a collector's vault or something, just so we can start making sure that we hit these land drops. Another Wormlet for them, and we find a Swamp. Alright. So I think what we want to do here is probably play this Mage. And might as well attack. We're not blocking. We can gain a life back. Luckily their cards are pretty expensive. Okay, no attacks. Sure. Alright, go Ob. So next turn land is lethal. Opponent likes that. Alright. We'd love to have found a land there. Land is lethal because we can all be one and then attack with the bat. If we don't draw a land, I'm probably just going to attack with the bat. Go for the throat. Okay, I'm going to just attack with the bat now. I'll trigger Ob. I'm looking for a land drop. Vine Lasher, okay. So I really want to trigger Ob again this turn, so do we play the Mage? Probably not. Let's just attack. Let's just destroy one of their Wormlets here. So this can do 1 damage to the opponent. It's going to trigger Ob again. I'm really just looking for a land. There it is. Alright. Alright, so we have lethal next turn now. And, yep. Should have played the Vine Lasher. I've got no idea why I didn't play that there. I was thinking about it as a 3-mana spell. Should have played it as a 1-mana spell. I like having Go for the Throat open here. Gix's command. No. Oh, alright, alright. Yeah, I mean, they swerved lethal. Alright, let's shoot their Wormlet. I mean, we still have the combo in our hand, so it's not the end of the world. Hired Claw as well is really nice. That's a way for us to trigger our 1 damage for next turn. Attacking with Hired Claw will do just that. So we can Ob and Hired Claw here. Then next turn, so we have lethal again for next turn. Yeah, tough old game so far. If they just run out Vein Ripper, they're dead. Okay, it's Lumira. Alright, they're bringing all their creatures back, or all their lands back to the battlefield. They're dead. We've got them. All be one here, and here we go. Attack with the Hired Claw will trigger our Ob Nixilis All-Be-One combo, and opponent knows what's going on and scoops it up. I love that one. Alright then, on the draw. And we do have All-Be-One in our opening hand, which is nice when you do have a combo deck like this. And the rest of the hand is actually pretty okay, so we'll play our Vine Lasher on turn 1. We'll just get a body onto the battlefield. If opponent's playing removal spells, they might be inclined to want to take that out, then our Ob Nixilis later on. Okay, opponent with a tapped land, a Restless Reef. We'll play our Vine Lasher here. So this is not our whole game plan, but the opponent might be a little bit worried about it because Vine Lasher is an extremely powerful card. It enables a lot of strategies, especially with crime. Opponent with a Beast Binder, so it looks like we might be up against rats or otters, who knows. We'll ping our opponent here with our Vine Lasher. Magda was interesting actually, because Magda and Vine Lasher works quite nicely. I'm just going to use my Edict here whilst I can. It doesn't target, so it wouldn't trigger the crime synergies in our sort of deck here, our Magda and our Bandit's Hall. So let's get that out of the way. It's really in there for Lilianas and such. But yeah, they use their Virtue on our Vine Lasher, which is fine. Let's go for our Mage now. Little 2-2. Pings your opponent when you play a non-creature spell. So again, triggers the All-Be-One Ob Nixilis combo. Opponent has a removal spell for that though. Next turn we can Magda and Deep Cavern Bat and make a treasure, which is going to be pretty okay. Although we do find Go for the Throat. Definitely play Magda here though. I think we can get away with the bat for a turn. Alright, Looter and Beastbinder. We'll take the... Whatever happens, we're going to go for the throat. One of their creatures anyway. Let's grab the Beastbinder for the minute. Looter's kind of okay, but clearly they're playing rats, and clearly they're probably looking for Vren, which would be a little bit annoying against us. We'll take the damage here from the March Stalker as we find another go for the throat. Okay. I mean, this is not how Architect's meant to work, but I think whilst we have the opportunity here, we should just deal with one of their creatures. Make ourselves a treasure, attack the opponent, and we'll just hold the go for the throat to do it on their turn to trigger Magda again. Little beat down here with our deck. Alright, I mean, they can continuously attack. I'm not going to be blocking. Are they going in there with a Restless Reef? Well, we'll definitely shoot that now. Get that off the battlefield. Pretty glad we had to go for the throat for that one, because creature lands are a little bit of a pain in our deck, against our deck. Stalker gets in there for 3 damage, so we find our Ob. Alright, I mean, this is why I play 4 copies of each of these cards. I think we're going to go for Orby one now, just in case they find a removal. Next turn we have Lethal, so they need a removal spell for Ob Nixilis, which they don't find. They get in there with their creature, and yeah, we're just going to play Ob here and attack with our bat. 1 damage from the bat will trigger Ob, and this is now an infinite combo. Ob and Orby one are going to loop to take out the opponent. Fortunately, this does take a little while. I mean, I'm sure everyone's seen this combo before, but it's still as relevant as ever. It's really good with Crime. It's really good in this deck where you can trigger this 1 damage easier than it used to be. I'll fast forward through these triggers though and catch you in the end step. Alright, well, you catch me as the opponent is about to die, and we take down the Rat deck. Really happy with how the Crime synergies and Ob Nixilis work together there to take down our opponent. Alright then, on the draw with a relatively medium hand. No turn 1 play, but we'll be keeping this hand. Alright then, hopefully we draw a Vine Lasher here. That would be great, or a Cut Down. We do have our Ob Nixilis, so we can fight our way to dropping that and Orby one as we draw another bat. Not particularly ideal. 2 bats are fine, but we want some... Oh, 3 bats. Wow. I mean, we want something a little bit better than this. I would like a Collector's Vault or a Bandit's Hall or something. Opponent cuts down our bat. Sure. They have cut down Long Goodbye and Jace. Okay. So we're up against Dimir Control, it looks like. Demolition Field on our Sulphurous Springs. Alright. So I'm guessing our bat is going to die again as the second it hits the battlefield here. Oh, they find an island. Alright, well, I mean, that's good for us, isn't it? As we find another Ob Nixilis. But we get to drop our bat here, and I think we'll just take their cheapest spell here, the Cut Down. They can't really Jace and Long Goodbye on the same turn now. So they're going for the Jace, and yeah, -3 to our bat. So we find Magda. Alright, well, Magda's not a bad draw for us here actually, because we can drop Magda, then we can play Deep Cavern Bat, take that Long Goodbye from their hand. So maybe these bats, us drawing these bats has worked out quite nice. They do have another removal in their hand though, Go for the Throat, lovely. I guess we take Go for the Throat. Long Goodbye doesn't hit our Ob Nixilis. And no real attacks. Jace is a little bit frustrating. We do have a Sheoldred's Edict in the deck to deal with that. Planeswalkers are just generally frustrating if you don't have removal for them. But they don't pop up in every game, so I don't prioritise that. Long Goodbye takes care of our bat. Sure. Now they have a Cut Down to take care of Magda. Okay. And -3 to our Deep Cavern Bat. Well, if opponent wants to mill us, I'm not too concerned. It's a slow way for us to die, but we've now got our kind of combo piece on the battlefield, so we'll see what they want to do. They might want to up onto our bats so that it can't trigger the Ob Nixilis, as doing 1 damage is the hardest thing in this combo deck. They do play Intimidation Campaign, loses a life, draws a card. So what's quite nice in this deck is, oh, they've gone for the mill, is that you don't have to use the Ob Nixilis as a combo. You can always just start looking or exiling some cards to actually play on your turn. So Ob, I think, is a really good card. Opponent did try and, or they went for the mill. So we do have a bat on the battlefield. I mean, Orby 1 is lethal. Orby 1 is lethal. I mean, yeah, we've just drawn that at the top of our deck, and this is lethal. And when there's no other targets on the battlefield, you don't even need to click. Arena's doing it for me. So maybe a little bit lucky, but I don't know if we were specifically in trouble, unless that's another Jace in their hands. But we've managed to take out the Dimir deck here. Really happy with that. Opponent GG's us. I wonder if they're going to let me go through all of this. You can always stop the triggers at some point if you need to, and then just hit them with the Ob Nixilis. But I'm just going to go for the burn victory here, and I'll catch you again in the end step. Alright, you catch me in the end step as opponent's about to take lethal, and our little combo deck has won again with the Deep Cavern Bat doing that 1 bit of damage. Alright, on the play, and our hand here is pretty nice as we do have our combo in it again. Yeah, I mean, I can't really complain too much with what's going on. We'll just drop Ob Nixilis into Orby 1 and hopefully we can do a damage along the way to trigger that. Okay, 4 lands. No more lands please, deck. Not right now. Do I play this mage? Probably just going to go for Magda. Look, they might have a removal spell, but if they do, they do. I would like the treasure of Magda if possible. Okay, they have cut down. Fair enough. They had the turn at 1 play. They are prepared for the meta, which is so fast at the minute. I think you definitely need those early removal spells. We'll go for our mage here into Jagged Barrens. Okay. There was a bit of stick there, so they definitely got something going on in their hand. And it's cut down on our mage. Alright. So opponents had 2 cut downs so far. Hopefully they're just running out of removal spells, so we get to drop Ob into Orby 1. So we find a bat. We're definitely going to need that on the battlefield. Let's play this. This is a good way to trigger the combo. Silver Scrutiny and another removal in Bitter Triumph. Alright, well, we'll nab the Bitter Triumph. Fortunately, we don't have another play this turn. And unfortunately, they are going to draw a card. Okay. And they find a removal spell. So they get their removal spell back. And it is obviously a Bitter Triumph. So we'll go for Orby 1. No point playing Ob just yet. Alright. So what do we need to win? We could do with a Jagged Barrens. That would win us the game. So we find a mountain. Alright. So Jagged Barrens would be a good way to do the 1 damage that Ob Nixilis needs. That might be a difficult turn for us there. The fact we missed a draw, or we missed a play, and they managed to Silver Scrutiny there. Let's put them right in the game. Shelly, alright. Still just need a Jagged Barrens, or way to do just 1 damage. Okay, Swamp. This has always been the problem with this deck. I used to play Graveyard Trespasser to do 1 damage when that ETBs. So you could go up more Jagged Barrens if you want. I did have them originally, but I think I had 4, but I went down to 2. Swamp, alright. We are kind of flooding a little bit though. We've just drawn 3 lands in 3 turns. So maybe this isn't a very good matchup for us against these kind of control decks. There was a window where I think we could have won the game. They had quite a lot of early removal spells. And they're just beating us down with Shelly. Alright, well, there's Magda. Alright, we'll just play what we can. I mean, we're pretty much dead, aren't we? Let's go for Magda, and we'll just play Obnixilis and see if by any reason we can manage to survive to next turn. We know they've got a Bitter Triumph. They also have a Disfigure. Alright, so we are dead zones. Oh, and a Go for the Throat as well. Opponent cracking all the removal spells in this deck. And, yep, GG's opponent. Alright, on the play. And our hand is pretty sweet here, actually. Hired Claw into Magda is actually a really powerful opening 2 plays for us. Hired Claw, when it attacks, it pings target opponent, so you're going to gain a treasure from Magda immediately. Trust me, these lizards in crime decks are insane. Let's go for Magda here, attack our opponent, take them down to 18, make a treasure. Wow, I mean, next turn we'd be threatening a 4-drop if we had one. Really powerful start. Opponent looks like they're on Rakdos too. So our deck is kind of janky in the fact that it wins in a janky way, but these early plays are quite strong. I do win a lot of games just by the sort of aggro nature of this deck. So we find out Orbi 1, which is amazing because we can just drop that next turn. So I think I definitely want to play the bat here. They did plot a Cunning Coyote, so they are some kind of aggressive deck. 2 Hired Claws, Laughing Jasper Flint, but let's grab this Slick Shot Show Off. I think it's the card that has the most potential upside for them. The Laughing Jasper Flint we can just shoot with our Go for the Throat. Okay. Going down to 14. Okay, Hired Claw. Hired Claw, alright, I mean, they're just throwing down their lizards now into the Coyote, alright. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of damage here if they attack. I mean, they may not. So we're going down to, what, 14? Okay. Another Go for the Throat, alright. I didn't want to put too much removal in this deck, but when you've got Magda on the battlefield and you've got these kind of spells, it is pretty nice. We can get in there with a Hired Claw and threaten to up that. We could play Go for the Throat now, and then we could hit them with a Dragon. I think we can just wait. Let's just get in there with the team. They don't really have a good block here. If they block with their Hired Claw, I'm just, well, to be honest, I'm just going to put a counter on the Hired Claw anyway, and then hold open Go for the Throat. I think we're going to win the race here. We have 2 removal spells in our hand, which probably is the key to us winning, and we do have a Dragon next turn with Magda. So yeah, I mean, going first has been pretty nice against the... It's almost like a mirror deck, but we have a combo finisher. Here comes Laughing Jasper Flint, and they're going to hate to see our Go for the Throat. We'll let them do their thing first. We'll let them attack maybe, just to free up the board. They're getting in there with 1 Hired Claw. Yeah, just 1 only. All right. So we go down to 12. We'll kill this Laughing Jasper Flint. Opponent's going to hate to see that. And next turn we can attack with a Dragon now. Opponent is on 8, so we find Orbi 1. Alright. Well, we'll take out the Cunning Coyote so we can get another tap treasure that we can sacrifice. And yeah, just swing with the team. Yeah, a pretty nice turn here. I don't think they're dead. Oh, well, they are... Yeah, they were dead. Nice little game there with no combo.